There we go. Start again, shall we? Good evening. Welcome to the Virtual Racers Club. Now, you've probably noticed my voice sounds completely different to the guy that you normally hear. That's because this man is on track right now and going around in his lovely Mazda. So anyway, for those outside the group and don't recognise my voice, I am VRC Spinjacker. I normally goes around in circles, and Thingamajig takes wonderful joy in watching me do so. So, thank you for joining me. To say I'm a little bit nervous is a little bit of an understatement. But anyway, let's crack on. So what we've got tonight, we've got a brand new series. It's called the Sir Stirling Moss Shield, and the concept behind this is that any driver who hasn't won a championship endurance class is entitled to enter. This is to guarantee that we have a new championship, new champion, and hopefully plenty of other race winners. Many guys have won races in leagues and events here and there, but this is a chance to really showcase what they can do and showcase their talent. So the drivers have been divided up into teams. Each team has a coach. The idea is that the coaches are to be fair, some of the fastest guys in the group to hopefully coach them and build them along and build up their confidence. So let's start off then. So who have we got? We have VRC Daz, who is in Team Psycho. I believe that he is the only member of Team Psycho turning out tonight. I did believe I saw in the chat earlier that Koi Park is not able to make it. And going by the name, the team principal is Matt Psycho for this pairing. Like I said, Koi not able to turn out tonight. For Team Talleyrand, no, neither of them are out on track, but P7 is Jim and Noxie, the very nice looking orange and black livery that is there, definitely. Team RS, team principal is RS Binko, and that will be Pat and Bandit. A very nice Repsol Twist replica, little bit X Games styly there, I think, by the looks of it. Yeah, a little bit. Who's that? It's not the normal Relentless Energy drink. A nice little cancer research decal on the window there. Very good stuff. So Team Guesty, obviously the team principal will be Guesty. We have Thingamajig, who we were looking at the beginning there, and I love the green. Well done, sir. I do believe that they were made by Thingamajig. Love the seal, VRC sponsor, brilliant stuff. And Ensign Hewitt in P4 in the red one. Sorry, bear with me. I'm using a keyboard and I've never used it before, and I've literally just got used to it. So F and G. There we go, closer. That's like Thingamajig likes it. Nice and closer. Now, unlike Thingamajig, I'm completely unprepared and don't have my iPad open or my laptop with all the other information, so I'm probably missing chat and everything like that. And final team is Team 86, which has Barry Twins. Oh, that's a very classic looking livery, very, very clean. And Yokas, who I don't see here at the moment. So, yeah, they're your teams, they're your drivers. Now, the team principals are inside the lobby to allow coaching, sharing of information and stuff like that, especially when it comes round to the feature race. But let's get into the format of it. So today's the season's format is going to be very similar to those who've watched the channel quite a bit. Basically 5 rounds, 4 rounds of which will contain a sprint and a feature race, very much like Max 5 and GTMC and other leagues of that ilk. So it'll be a 15-minute sprint race with soft tyres, and then a 30-minute feature race, which will have a mandatory compound, probably the medium tyres. And then there is one endurance race, which is, I believe, an hour long, and I believe they have to use both compounds in that as well. As you can see from tonight, we're at Laguna Seca, and we are using the Mazda Atenza, or Mazda 6 if you're English, GR4 touring car. And I had a go in this the other week with some of the guys practicing, and I did knock it on with one little bit. Admittedly, being four-wheel drive, I couldn't really spin it, so that's a good thing for me. But around here, it's going to be a challenge. I mean, the guy who created the league, I don't know, this is a tough track to start off with, in my opinion, but fair play to these guys for sticking it out and going with it. So anyway, let's have a quick look at the chat. Ensign Hewitt, hello, you alright? Apparently I'm keen, according to Pat, starting broadcasting 15 minutes early before the thing starts. That's because I wanted to get my feet under the table, Pat. I wanted to learn the keyboard and yeah, made sure I boxed everything off and got sorted out beforehand. Yeah, so Binko, greetings Skynet. Hail the robotic overlords, no relentless livery for Team RS. Sacred grounds, apparently. Fair dues, fair dues. Yeah, Skynet. And I'm sure I sound robotic. I do apologise, I've had a flu for like the last 2 days. I'm slightly over the worst of it, but yeah, we'll plug on and see how we get on. Oh, yeah, I did forget to tell you, say that there is a 12-minute qualifying session before each round starts. There's a lot of R's on your car there, thingy. Is that trying to tell me something? Again, regular viewers will know that me and Thingamajig have like an internal joke with R's and Y's. I'll tell you what, let's sit on board with Jim, shall we? Let's see if I can work this out. There we go, look at that. Ah, Jim! Sit on board with Pat. Pat's coming through the corkscrew now then. Is there anybody coming around them? Who's that? Daz, let's try Daz. Wait. The Ensign then, isn't it? Ensign, there we go. Let's sit on board with Ensign. Turn 1, heavy braking zone. Bit of a doozy corner, you can easily get this exit wrong and run wide onto the gravel there. Again, another dodgy bogey corner. Again, easy to run wide, hit that sausage curve on the apex. I like this corner. This corner you can brake late and carry quite a bit of speed in and get in the power early. Yep, Ensign does a pretty decent job there. This corner for me, yeah, I normally get rear-ended. I tend to like braking early there so that I don't do what Ensign's done there and miss the apex. Another fast left-hander coming up here. Stab a brake, drop it down, get on the power, get over that green stuff. That's what you want to do. And then the infamous corkscrew. Up the hill, hit the brakes now, drop it down to second gear, get over that green curb, over the green curb again. Ooh, a little bit of a cut there, but I love this corner as well. This is a little bit of a lift and then go. That's it. Another little brake, drop it a gear, get around the corner. He's leaving a lot of track on the table. First gear. Again, and then power over the line. There we go. So 1 minute 28 second lap of Laguna Seca. There we go. 1 minute 28.3. Noxie currently 6/10 faster, well nearly 7/10 faster than Ensign at the moment. I mean, I am known as the stat guy, but I don't have any to hand. Otherwise, I'd be able to tell you how many races these guys have won in their time with BRC and how many how many podiums and stuff like that they've had. But Noxie is a solid racer. Regularly knocks on the door of a podium, especially recently. I do believe in recent weeks he has scored a few podiums himself. In fact, I believe he's knocked on the door of a couple of wins here and there. But yeah, can be a little bit hit and miss. On his days, he's solid and seems to like he changes driver sometimes. Somebody else driving for him occasionally. But other than that, he's a good guy. Battle's nice and clean and fair. Daz, the return of the Daz. I haven't seen him for a long time. I understand he's got a new bionic knee. I don't know which one, left or right. Obviously, left would help braking, and right would help his throttle input. Ooh, he goes wide. Tough corners, tough track. So hopefully his bionic knee will help him out. VRC thingamajig. The man, the myth, the legend. Now, we don't often see him on track, but he does normally get his stuff right, as if he does race on track. I mean, he has raced with us before, so he's an experienced racer. Knows exactly what he's doing. Yeah, if anything, I want to see him getting his elbows out a bit more. You know, fighting for places, fighting for podiums and wins, hopefully. Come on, you lot, get out on track, help me out. Barry, the Barrier twins. Relatively, well, it's been a year now, I was about to say relatively new, he's been here about a year. Scored a few podiums. I mean, I do remember that he's had a few wins in the VW Golf Sprint Series, and nearly threw away a win in Sunday Sprint Madness, or did throw away a near win in the last corner. I'm sure we've all heard that story. That's it, everybody get out on track, come on. Bandit, the Flying Dutchman, aka the Turtle. He's a good guy, good racer, can be fast, scored a few podiums. Let's see him win some races today. Who else is there? Pat. Now, I feel guilty for Pat. I robbed Pat of his first win in the Sunday Sprint Madness, and I feel bad for that. You know, when guys are on the verge of wins and they don't quite get them for whatever reason, but he did give up one heck of a fight. I think aside from the admin team, he's been one of our longest service members, and we always, you know, hope deep down that Pat gets wins and gets podiums and does well. So good luck, Pat. Let's catch up with the chat, shall we? Whew, I've missed a lot. Racer Brown, hello. I'm well, like I said, a little bit of a flu, but I'm okay. Barry, apparently I'm going to smash it. Yeah, well, either the TV or the keyboard at this rate. Let's hope it carries on. Just said that to Baz. For all we know, he may be commentating on his own race as we speak. No, 100% not. No. Oh, don't tell me you can't hear me. Please don't tell me I've been waffling on all this time. Oh, don't tell me you can't. Now, there was some discussion beforehand of hopefully seeing if we can get some team principals onto the stream chat or onto the voice chat. I'm not sure how keen they are. We'll see how that goes a bit later on. Maybe for round 2 we might sort that out. Wow, how long have we got left? I really did start early, didn't I? Oh, 1 minute to go. Ooh, 1 minute. I've only got 1 more minute to do and then the on-track action starts. Now, like I said, I think this is going to be a tough one. Loxy going for another fastest lap, purple first sector. Whoosh! There we go. I'm hoping that I can sort this out and get many more whooshes on. I know Thingamajig and the others like looking at helmets and helmet designs. Daz. Oh, lovely clean helmet, real white. That looks like that might be a replica. Or is it just somebody been lazy with the livery editor? Apparently we've got 1 minute left. And Bandit saying good luck tonight. Thank you very much, Bandit. So, as we tick down, a nice one for Barry when he watches this back. There we go. That's going to be stuck in his head for the rest of the day that he afterwards watches. There is a lot of R's on Thingamajig's car. But not Moxie. It was not remembering who's who. Ensign. Has Ensign got loads of R's on it? Ensign, go out. Wow. Wow, not even a ready. Oh, I couldn't do a Y. No. That's not fair, Talleyrand. That's not fair. Oh. Oh. Devastated. I was building up all day to do a Y with the commentator. Oh, what's going on here? Alright, here we go for quali then. Who should we pick to sit on board with for their outlap? Let's go with Noxie, who's pretty fast in quali. Let's do the old thingamajig sit on board. So, as we said, turn 1. Who's sitting in the pits? Thingamajig sit, and then Ensign Hewitt sitting in the pits, waiting for the pack to go past. Get them down the road a bit. Just Ensign Hewitt there. Actually sitting a little bit close to Barry there. Just go up the hill. Just pass left, see if he decides to back off a little bit. I'm new to this, so I don't know. There are 12 people watching. Anyone else is saying hello? Guesty saying good luck to everybody. Homesick saying good luck to everybody. And Racer Brown saying good luck to everybody. So the RC Skyjacker also says good luck to everybody. Moxie isn't backing up a bit, is he? Is he? No. Don't. Oh, there you go. There you go. Ooh, didn't like that, did it? Ah, what have I done? So, what have I done now? No. Oh. Oh my god. Oh, there's me thinking I've ruined it. So, here they are out on their flying laps. It's new for this. Watch Barry Twins on his flying lap. So, once we get a bit on the first sector. Oh right, the sectors don't come up on the outside. Just clip that sausage curve nicely there. Turn 7 now. Nice and wide on the green stuff, that's what we like to see. Carry as much speed as possible through the corner. Up to the corkscrew. Heavy on them brakes, that's it. Ooh, a little bit of a cut there. Keep the speed, further the throttle, good lad. Just a couple of corners left. See Barry setting the first time. 15, tiny bit wide on the exit, but that might have just been the understeer because it is quite an understeering car. And he goes across the line with a 127.4. Noxie. Nearly 7 tenths slower. Jim, wow, 2.5 behind Baz. Baz sticking it in third, Pat in fourth. Pat in fourth with a 128.5. Bandit, where does that stick? Bandit in sixth. With still, Thingamajig jumps it up into sixth with a 129.1. 1.7 behind Barry Twins. And Ensign Hewitt still to set a lap. And he does. He goes for P4 with a 128.4. Wow. So let's have a rundown quickly then. So Barry Twins in first with about a 7 tenths margin over Noxie in P2, and he's got 3.5 tenths over Daz. Daz has got 4.5 thousandths off of, or 100, sorry, off of Ensign. Ensign's got just over a tenth off the Pat. So this is going to be tight. These guys are competitive guys. They will push all the way. Pat's got 3 tenths over Jim. Jim's got about a quarter of a second over Thingamajig. Thingamajig's got, Bandit must have had enough. Must have had enough. Anyway, who's next across the line? Barry Twins. Does he improve? No, just slower. What about Noxie? Oh, he's cut that deficit quite significantly as well, 2 tenths. And Jim went faster as well, 28.0. Daz didn't improve that lap. Bandit did. P7 for Bandit. 29.0. And who else has crossed the line? People stop. And Ensign Newitt at 27.7. That picks him up into P3. P3 for Ensign, 27.7. What about Thingamajig? Thingamajig did not manage to improve in his last lap rounds. Oh, and he's half a second down already in his first sector. Quite a gap forming up there. What's that? Ooh, so Barry was further along the track than that. Noxie and Daz, is that? No, Daz, where's Daz? Sorry. No. Yeah. Daz very, very close to one of the Team RS boys. Possibly trying to get a tow. Yeah, it's Pat. Noxie. Oh, Noxie's taken pole. What, provisional pole. Wow. Kevin on pole. Oh. Sorry, I just saw it back up. But, so Noxie's pole by 700ths of a second. Bandit goes quicker again. But he's down to up to 5th now, just under a second behind Noxie. And Ensign's about to cross the line. Does he go any faster? No, he doesn't. So can Barry pull it out of the bag? Let's have a look at this sector. Oof, he's only a touchdown, half a tenth. That's easily recoverable. Just keep your foot in, keep going. It's a very nice livery. I don't know who created that. And it's a very like Racer Brown promotional heavy. You're starting your own brand. Ah, he had it off. Ah, hello, Mama Homesick. And she's cheering on Thingamajig, who we all know's Homesick's brother-in-law, so that makes Mama Homesick his mum-in-law. So as Barry's he's down by a quarter of a second. Noxie's gone faster again and opened that gap up by half a second nearly. Jim, where's Jim? Jim's P4. Oh, he's nipping on Ensign Newitt's heels. 27.8, and Pat's picked up the pace a bit as well. Now I see that the fuel is going down, but the tyre wear isn't. So in theory, they should get lighter and get a little bit quicker as the session goes on. Go on, Thingamajig. In P8 still, but he's getting closer to Pat. And Ensign Newitt still sets in on faster times to stay P3. I tell you what, those seal oil cars look amazing. Do like the red and green. Very nice. Oh, Ensign bins it off. So it's Noxie. So we've got a few minutes left to quali. He's just down a little bit more on his own time. He's got nearly half a second in hand over Barry Twins. Tell you what, let's get on board for a push lap with Noxie. So again, we've nice little exit out of the last corner, which is always important for a flying lap. He's revving that car off, isn't he? Right up to the red line. And you want to brake roughly about this, yeah. The white line on the right hand side, down the second gear, early apex on the first one, decent apex on the second one, get on the power early. And turn 3, ooh, he's going to clip that sausage, ooh, it's just kicked him out to the left there, just over the curb. Don't hit that one, that's it. And the power's on up the little short straight here, well I say straight, it's got a little kink in it. So it hits the brake at the number 2 marker, nicely on the apex there. up the hill. Keeps powering on through. A quick break. Ooh, stays in fourth. Oh, the undulation in the road kicked him out. Should we leave him alone now then? What's with this? He's look like he's just getting out of people's way. Let's have a look run through then. So Barry's still in second place with just over 4 tenths behind. Noxie with Jim just over a quarter of a second behind Barry. Keep pushing, Jim. Keep pushing. Pat is 300ths off of Jim, with Ensign only 600ths off of Pat. Bandit is just under a quarter of a second off of Ensign, with Daz about half a second off of Bandit. And then Thingamajig just about a third of a second off, so 3 tenths off of Daz. So again, I mean, yes, fine. 1.5 seconds is 1.7 to 1.7 seconds is separating the 8 places, but between them, they are very, very close. Ooh, I swear that gap was. I'm missing loads now. Sorry, guys. Stop cursing Talaran's drivers, apparently. Okie dokie. Oh yeah, just sitting in first and third. You know, don't really mean to curse him, but you know, sorry. I've not learned this whole commentator's curse thing. No, Skyjacker, this is not fair. Yes, it's perfectly fair. Go on, Barry. No, I don't have any favourites. I'm not allowed to have favourites as people who commentate. Ooh, Bandit's just added off, just seeing recovering there. Jensen Hewitt, see if he's going to beat his time going through the corkscrew. 56 so far. Jim's up to second. Team Talaran taking provisional front row lockout. Just under a quarter of a second behind his teammate. There you go. See, that's what cursing does to Talaran. See, he's got nearly 2 tenths ahead of Barry. Ooh, Jim on a purple. I'm going to leave it. Bye bye. Thingamajig goes faster. Thingamajig takes P7. 1:28.0, closes it down to a second within the lead. Oh, is that it? Oh, we're done. Oh, these are their final laps. So who's finished then? So Noxie's coming towards the line. No, he's not on the lap. Oh, I've missed everybody else apart from Jim finishing. My bad. Let's see how Jim gets on. Oh, lovely clean line through the corkscrew, no cut at all. And he's up. Still up. One corner left to go. Oh, that was lovely, Jim. As he runs toward the line now. Is he going to take pole? Is he going to take pole? Ah! Jim takes pole. First blood of the season to Jim. Well done, Jim and Team Talarans for front row lockout. Right then, now the interesting bit starts. I say interesting, quali's always interesting, but I'm sure there's less chance of me messing up the race than qualifying. So we have Jim, Noxie, Barry, Ensign, Pat, Bandit, Jim, Thingamajig, Daz, this is an angle, and they're off. Why isn't the camera moving? Hello, there we go. Oof. So Noxie takes the lead into turn 1. Ooh, I missed all of that because I was trying to press buttons. Oh dear. So we have, sorry guys, Noxie's taking the lead in turn 1 with Pat in second place. Barry Twins just making a move on Bandit in turn 3. Daz up to P5, Thingamajig up to P6, Ensign, Newer down into P7, and Jim down into P8. Don't know what happened there. Sorry. As we see Noxie lead the way. Noxie taking the lead. Pulling out almost a second already on Pat. Pat's in a very healthy second place with half a second over Barry. It looked like there might have been a small mistake there. Barry's closed up quite quick on him. Getting through the corkscrew. Oh, they're all taking. That's a cut. Wow. And Pat having to recover there. Oh, he's dropped right down, hasn't he? So Bandit takes P2. What happened to Barry? So Barry's fighting with Daz for P3 and P4. Woo! Daz dropping a wheel onto the dirt. I think it might be me cursing the wheel, by the way. So Ensign P5. Wow, Noxie's pulled out a lead, hasn't he? 1.7 over Bandit, dipping a wheel again. It's easy to do here. Very, very easy to do here. It slows you down, it grounds the car out, and you slow it right down and it bogs you down. But pulling out a healthy lead over Bandit. Bandit 1.6 ahead of Barry. Barry got an 8th over Daz. He's got Ensign breathing down his neck. I think we'll stay with this battle for a little while and see what happens, see what comes of it. See, Ensign's got a bit of a run on him out of the turn 5 or turn 6. I didn't count them. I don't have a map, so I don't know their names. Come on, Daz with his new knee. Exactly that, man. Ooh, squeezing into the corkscrew. Not the ideal place to go and try and go side by side. But Ensign's got through there. Better place. Now I understand. This is hard work, and you're a good man for doing this so often is what you do. There he is in P6 with Pat and Jim with P7 and 8. The leaders look close. Ooh, Noxie must have made a mistake, or Bandit. Well, Bandit pulled out a lap and a half, so we've got a 1:30.5 on the second lap for Noxie and a 1:29.0 for Bandit. Closed right up on him. Is that the angle of the... It's a bit closed out. Looking at that one. Let's have a sit on board now. See what this battle develops like. Why not that way? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So on board with Bandit. You can see Barry there in the little rear view screen thing on the right hand side of the steering wheel. Looks like Noxie pulled out a little bit of there, a little bit out of that corner. Again, heavy braking into the corkscrew. Ooh, that was a very nice line there by Bandit. He got the run on, and I think moved over a little bit too early there. Barry right up close to the Bandit there. Barry right up in his mirror. Barry going to go for the move into turn 1. Oh no! Oh dear. What am I doing? H. Oh yeah, fancy camera shots. I think that's Barry redressing. Yeah, good. Well done, Barry. That's the way to do it. Noxie, thanks to that incident, has pulled himself out a 2.3 second gap. Barry Twins in second place still. Doesn't look like he's giving that place back. But then to Newer. Team Guesty up into third place. Bandit in fourth. BRC Daz and Thingamajig fighting for P5 and P6. And Is he going to try and make a move? His thingamajig? No, I think Daz has pulled out a little bit of a gap there. So again, you can see on the tyre thing in the bottom left-hand corner there that they're starting to wear their fronts out. I mean, I'd personally have my my tyre wear brake balance to the rear, just to what have I done now? Just to help alleviate the tyre wear a bit. Just because it's a four-wheel drive car, it's going to be heavy on the front tyres, very heavy. These three here in a close-knit battle for the podium places. It looks a little bit stalemate at the moment. Ooh, Bandit running wide. Running very wide. There we go, some aerial views. Oh, Ensign's going wide as well. That's it, this is a tricky track. I'm homesick, cheering on thingamajig. How's he getting on? P6, still fighting with Daz. Head down the short straight. Can't see. Ooh, dipping a wheel again. I love that shot. That's a nice shot, that is. Very nice shot. Closing up on that. It seems a bit stalemate out there. There's still second, third and fourth very close. Fifth, sixth. There's a lot to play for. I mean, a lot of these guys they're very, very experienced. Like I said, even Thingamajig doesn't race with us too often. Oh, there we go. There's the move. Ooh, decided to back out of that one quite smartly, and Daz has run wide. Is that going to give him give Thingamajig the opening? No, it doesn't look like it. Oh, it's right on his bumper. How is it just this track where the camera's at that, or is it me? And that's allowed Jim to catch up, and he's got past Thingamajig. He's on the inside line. Is he going to get Daz as well? Ooh, he's got the nose in the front there. Ooh, pushes Daz a little bit wide. The Thingamajig jump on the opportunity to jump both of them. Why can I not see anything? That's a bit better. Ooh, there's a lot of guys running wide here. The perils of Laguna Seca. At least let them have some runoff area, Talleyrand. Yeah. So still Noxie in the lead by 3.8 seconds. He's got quite a commanding lead at the moment. Definitely with 1:28.4. Who's got the fastest lap? His teammate Jim. Jim's got the fastest lap with a 28.3. 10th and a half faster. Barry Twins pulled out a little bit of a gap. He's got about a second over Ensign Hewitt at the moment, who is still. He's pulled out a little bit on Bandit. He's got about 8 temps on Bandit. He's closing down a little bit. Yeah, staying at about 8 temps. Bandit quite a way ahead of Daz. Daz 5.5 seconds behind Bandit. Still with Thingamajig breathing down his neck. Thingamajig still pressuring him. Keep that pressure on. And then we've got Jim about a second behind Thingamajig, but after that after what? Oh, I lost my train of thought. Oh well. And then we've got Pat 1.8 behind Jim. If the other guys get fighting, that could easily pull Jim back into the fray. See, they look a lot closer on the map. They look quite far away. I mean, half a second's not really a lot. Ooh, Ensign Hewitt getting purple sectors. I mean, half a second isn't a lot when you're racing, but it is a lot. It's not a lot when you're leading. It's a lot when you're following and you're trying to close that gap. It's hard work. And you see it ebbing and flowing there between Ensign and Barry. And I think Barry will be quite happy with this result if he maintains it in second place. Ooh, Thingamajig and Jim. What's happened to Daz? I don't know how to do the replay, so I'm not going to. Daz clearly must have had an off. Ooh, he's clopping the curb again. Oh dear. It's alright. Can still fight with Pat. There's 5. Thingamajig fighting with Jim. So Pat and Daz aren't that far behind, are they? Getting his elbows out. take the defensive line. Oh, and Pat's making a run. That one. Pat's making a run on Jim. Pat round the outside of the final corner. Is he going to stick? Is he going to stick? Oh, he's got it stuck. And he's taken the place. Lovely move, Pat. Round the outside in a hairpin. The goal of the man. The thingamajig still heading this little quartet. With plenty of action left to go. And second and third look like they're close. Oh, yet again we catch Ensign Ewart with his wheels off the track and his back end squirming, getting back on. Really pushing that, really pushing it. And look, we know that he's a pad user. Pad has an inherent difficulty with managing your tyre wear and stuff like that. Yeah, so it's much tougher for him. Well, I say tougher, it's different for him compared to the guys on the wheel. I'm not sure, I do believe that Pat is also a pad user, so if we compare tyre wear with Pat's, very similar. Very similar. Oh, and Pat's on, got a run on Thingamajig. Got the inside line going up to the corkscrew. This is not the place to go alongside each other, guys. Oh, and Thingamajig yields the position. Does he compromise in with Jim? Does Jim get through? No. Daz is still there harassing Jim. Some great racing back here. Brilliant racing. I really don't want to car away. How long we got left? We've got 2 minutes left. Just under 3 minutes left. What's that going to be? 5 laps left? No. 5 laps left. Two laps left. See, this is where I get my fuel wrong. Bandit, you were asking me about fuel management yesterday, mate. This is where I get it wrong, mate. Ooh, was that moves? That was moves. Pat on Thingamajig. Trying around the outside again. This gives him the inside line for turn 3. Does he make it stick? Ooh, give each other room, guys. Oh, lovely. Loads of room given. Lots of racing respect. With Jim and Daz still there on the back table. Let's get on board with Daz and see all of this. No, what are you doing? There we go. Woohoo! And watch all of this battle going on. This is for 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th, and they're racing like it's for 1st, 2nd and 3rd. It's great stuff. Good job, guys. Ooh, clock the curb. Pat and Thingamajig have run wide. Pat and Thingamajig have run wide. They've come back on though. That dropped Thingamajig down to P8. Oh dear. Still plenty of R's. Still plenty of Y's. And Pat down to 7th, and let's have a quick run through. So Noxie 5 seconds in the lead, with Barry Twins and Ensign Ewart a second apart, pretty much inseparable for most of this race so far, I think. I know that they practice a little bit together. I don't know whether they practice together for this particular event. They're very good guys, similar on pace. Well, say that everybody's similar on pace these days. Bandit 5 seconds behind them two, with Jim pulled out a second gap over Daz. Ooh, what's happened back here then? Pat and Thingamajig, oh, they've dropped right off of there. Trying to learn the button, sorry guys. And Ensign Ewart catching up with Barry. It's alongside, and he's got the inside line into the next corner. Yeah, you're right, that was a good move, Matt, with Daz going from 8th to 5th. Very good move, and we see that Ensign Ewart has taken the position from Baz. Will he maintain it, or will Barry come back? Let's have a look at Barry's tyres. Wow, considering Ensign's on a pad, and what I was saying earlier about the wear on a pad, you'd have to say that Barry's front right tyre is quite a bit warm compared to Ensign Ewart's. Ooh, he's coming back at him. He's got his nose up his rear quarter. No, it slips in behind the for the toe. Is he going to pull out going into turn 1? What way is he going to go? Oh, that's the race finished. Oh, poop. So Ensign Ewart gets 2nd, Barry Twins get 3rd, Pack finishes, Bandit finishes in 4th, with Jim taking 5th, Daz 6th, Pat brings it home in 7th, with Thingamajig in 8th, And Noxie gets a lap of honour. Well done, my boys. It was a very good race. Phenomenal battles, I'm sure described very, very poorly by me, and with lots missed. And yeah. So as we just sit here and watch and look at the lovely orange and black Team Talleyrand livery with driver number 24 bringing it home to finish off his lap of honour one last time through the corkscrew for this race anyway. Rather flawless. He started P2 and took the lead in the first corner, had a couple of moments early on, dipping wheels and stuff like that, but so that you could afford to do that now. There's nobody else going to catch up. Well done, Noxie. Well done. With a headlight flash. See Barry, he knows where his light button is. So Noxie in first, Ensign Hewitt in second, Barry Twins in third, Bandit in fourth, and then I can't remember the rest. Oh, he gets a trophy. Didn't get the fastest lap or the pole position, but he climbs one place to take the win. Let's take a look at the race results. So as we said, look at that lovely VRC livery there. Overalls. I think most of us wear those these days. Am I right? Excuse me. So Noxie takes the win with Ensign Hewitt in second. Barry rounded off the podium, taking P3, which I'm sure he'll be very happy about, by a tenth. Only a tenth. Bandit in P4. Jim in P5. Daz in P6. Pat in P7 and Thingamajig in P8, and those four there, Jim, Daz, Pat and Thingamajig, they were enthralled in a fantastic battle for a large portion of that race. I'm sorry that we missed what happened towards the end there. And then we have Jim taking the fastest lap with a 1:28.3. And we did see the Noxie was only a tenth off of that, so well done, Jim, for scoring that that fastest lap. Right then, what's going to happen now? Ooh, let's have a look at this. I never look at this. I'm too busy normally. What do we do? No, not that. That. No. How do we look at this? I've got to go on there. No. No. This is me. I'm seeing stuff I've never. No clue. So we'll wait for the lobby settings to change and get our time for when we're coming back in the room. So let's catch up on the chat quickly. Oh, there you go. Room's changed. So Noxie was faster. Bandit saying Noxie was faster after 3 laps. Too bad myself and Barry had a bit of a struggle in T1 and T2. We could make it further in the race. Pat saying that he late braked into T1, almost got it stopped, but might have caused chaos behind. When was that, Pat? Towards the start or towards the end? Ensign Hewitt remarking on how close the field is. We know this already, so we've got till... Oh, I've got 11 minutes. 11 minutes. And Matt Psycho saying, nice one, Noxie, or nice Noxie. So if... I'm going to do what Thingamajig does, and if there's anybody going out on track, there is. Barry, good luck, Barry. Always depend on Barry. Bring that back, and I will leave you alone with Barry for a few minutes. Cheers. sorry then guys, so I just watched it back and I noticed my microphone was quite quiet, so I've just turned it up a little bit. Oh, why is it going on that? Yeah, there we go, that's a little bit better. Right then. So those of us who have who listened to the pit stop that me and Thingamajig used to do, wouldn't probably notice we haven't done one in a while, so I thought I'd better say why we haven't, and it's basically because I don't want to moan about GT7s all the time. So I'm going to take this opportunity whilst we still have a few minutes left. The game is so frustrating, it's so annoying from a driver's point of view. You've got all the wobble everywhere. I'm sure Thingamajig's bleeding on about this enough, but I so wish that they would just hurry up and fix the game so we can use it, because visually and driving it's really good. I mean, sport is very good still, but the visual and the changeable weather, the lighting changes and everything like that is phenomenal in GT7. I just wish that the lobbies had the functionality and the settings that we can change on sport, you know, like set reverse grids and custom grid order and stuff like that, but they don't, and it's taken them ages to sort it out. I mean, the game's nearly been out 9 months, and you know, they keep adding single player stuff, and me personally, I don't want to play single player. This is all I really do whenever I play the game. Even if I've got a day off work or something like that, and I want to jump on and have a few laps, I'll go and join a private lobby. I won't do the dailies, and I can't stand playing single player. But it's so frustrating that I can't do what I want to do in the game. And anyway, yeah, I've taken up, you know, any posts by the Gran Turismo official Facebook, that's it, comment on it, fix your game, and I encourage everybody else to do the same. So please join the hashtag #FixYourGame. I was going to use a different word there, but game seems to fit the best. Anyway, let's see. So as we said before, they're going to have to go out using their medium tyres at some point during the race. We normally do see that those that start off with the medium tyres tend to be stronger towards the end of the race with the soft tyres on a lighter car. We don't quite know how the fuel's going to pan out. I do think that they are going to get most of the way on a tank of fuel and a set of medium tyres. But we did see there that the soft tyres were looking okay. Some guys about a quarter worn on their fronts, some guys a little bit less, so we'll have to see how that goes. So the tyres should last 15 minutes on a set of softs, with the tanks probably lasting most of the way. So we should see a fairly straightforward strategy of pitting with 15, maybe 10 minutes to go, so 15-20 minutes into the race. And you see there we've been waiting since the end of race 1 for 10 minutes, so Talleyrand's probably going to be starting the feature race at any time now. We want to ask for ready though, so we can put wise. I'm not going to sing, I don't want to sing, but I will go just for Barry, just for when he watches it back later. Barry, 29.7. So what sort of time was our previous race? Yeah, I haven't set a lap yet. Yes, go on Bandit. Where's Bandit? Bandit's sitting in the pit lane. I'm going to get on that as well, I think. Where's my controller? There we go. Ooh, and that's my eldest son just walked through the door. There you go, Y for thingy. There you go. Ah, thank you, Pat. That's a nice Y there. Anyway, are we going to get started soon? Ensign Hewitt was at 29.9, so a couple of attempts off of Barry's time there in practice. Ooh, somebody who's exited. Ooh, who's left. Probably changed the tyres. So let's have a quick look, see what we might be starting on. So Ensign on mediums, Daz on softs, Thingamajig on mediums, Pat on mediums, Barry Twin on mediums, Jim on mediums, Bandit on mediums, and Noxie on mediums. So everybody other than Daz looking like they're going to be starting on the medium tyre, which we've seen it before. I mean, starting on the soft tyre can work if you can get out in front and pull a gap big enough and keep the tyres in long enough and keep your laps consistent and quick. And there we go, we've started the final. So then, let's hunker down for the feature race. Like I said, half an hour, I believe it is. I haven't actually checked properly. Oh! Yeah, it is a reverse grid. No? What's going on there? Noxie, Thingamajig, Pat, Daz, Jim, Bandit, Barry Twins and Ensign Hewitt. That seems a bit odd to me. Did Noxie leave the lobby? Are we going to see an exit? This is controversial. No? So there we go, they run to the line, will go as if they're going to start. 3, 2, 1, and off they go. Noxie leading away with Thingamajig in second place. Pat in third, Daz in fourth, Jim in, then see how they get into turn 1. Thingamajig closes right up. Ah, there we go. There we go. Exit. The gaffer calls exit. And everybody will leave, and the race will cancel. There we go. Wait for them all to enter back in. So I was just like Thingamajig there. Do I say something? Do I do something? So what do you do? So then, we're waiting for everybody to enter back in. So as you can see there, we've got Racer Brown, Talleyrand and Guesty. I think Binko works evenings, so Binko unfortunately can't be in the lobby with the guys to help them out. And it looks like Matt Psycho isn't in either. Noisy boy. Oh, set by host, now we've got to wait for him to set the grid. Is anybody going out? No. Yeah, Thingamajig. With all the R's. It's a long fit exit. Luckily they don't have to drive this bit, the game doesn't record them. Well, they do come out quite a nasty little place in turn on the exit of turn 2, and the game always wants to push you out to the right there. Oh, look at the way that neon green is glowing in the sunset. Let's get some fancy camera angle, shall we? I'll tell you what, let's do this. Let's see the livery in all its glory. For those of you who've watched the streams before, you know I'm a sucker for a black and green livery. The white on it as well is really nice. It's fine looking in here. What was it? Team 86's livery, very clean, very sharp, very classic. Very classic. And here we go. No, can't do a GG. Got to stick with the Y's while I'm here. We've got K's and R's. I think Thingamajig with his R. K from Pat. K from Bandit. Jim. Looks like everybody's getting ready. Oh, Stop trying to bring in new letters. It's either R or Y, and even then it should be Y. Y is what we started with way back in the day. Anybody catch up with the chat? Bandit, I'm doing great. Thank you very much. Still not confident. I'll have to grip this, listen back to it later. So here we go. Now that's correct. So Thingamajig on pole with Pat in second, Daz in third, Jim in fourth, Bandit in fifth, Barry Twins in sixth, Ensign in seventh, and Noxie bringing up the rear in eighth. That one, and then that one. Yay! So then, let's just double check that I think Daz is the only one on the soft tyres. Mediums. No, Daz has changed to mediums. Everybody's on the medium tyres. Let's have a look as they go across the line. So Thingamajig leads them away, powers down to turn one, with Pat in hot pursuit, with Daz just behind him. Brakes heavily for turn one, not too heavily though. Ooh, Pat does close up quite a bit there. Ooh, Pat's getting his nose into the rear quarter, but Thingamajig gets through there nice and easily. Jim in fourth, still plenty of gap. The rolling start normally ensures that they get a little bit of a nice little cushion between each other. With Noxie, plenty of space behind Ensign. He's probably started right at the start of the hairpin. It looks like he's closing up at the front there. With Thingamajig still leading the way from Pat, with Daz closing in. With Daz closing in on Pat as well. Ooh, Thingamajig's gone wide. Oh no! Oh dear. I think he just pushed it a little bit too hard, pushing himself out onto the gravel just a little bit. Just kicked the back end round. So Pat leads him away. Pat's not a stranger in leading a race here and there. As I said, I remember him leading near enough an entire race in the Sunday Sprint Madness. He's quite happy with just keeping it on the black stuff and just hitting his points. That's all he's got to do. Just hit all your points and don't try to push it too much. Daz hunting him down in P2. They've opened up a little bit of a gap to Jim. 2 seconds in fact, nearly, with Jim closing them down, but we have seen Jim was quick in quali, taking provisional pole, or taking pole, and fastest lap in the first race, so he stands every chance of catching the two ahead of him. Bandit in fourth, with his friend, or rival, I don't know. I think they consider each other friends more than rivals, that are closely behind with Barry Twins. With Ensign Newitt again with Barry Twins right behind him, pushing on hard. Ooh, a little bit of a wheel on the gravel, not ideal, but he's survived that one. Noxie in P7 and Thingamajig in P8. Still loads of time to catch up. Lots of time. Just don't push too hard. Keep it on the black stuff. That's when you push hard. That's when mistakes happen and you end up going wide. And looks like Pat's pulled out a little bit of a gap on Daz there. It's grown by about a tenth or so. With Jim again about a second behind Daz. Bandit and Barry, ooh, side by side through the corkscrew. Ooh, looks like Turtle made a mistake there. Is Ensign Newitt going to make a move on Barry as well? So Ensign Newitt comes up a place into P5, and now he's giving Barry Twins grief for P4. He's going to make a move into the last corner. He's alongside, and he does it. Oh, has he outbroke himself? He's outbroke himself. Barry swings it back underneath to take the place again. I think these two are going to be fighting for the rest of the race. That's how Pat's getting on 7 tenths. That's definitely closing the gap. Ooh, yeah. I was just about to say, it looks like Pat pulled out quite a bit in T1. He's pulled out a tenth on Daz there. Jim still about a second behind Daz. Ensign Newitt and Barry Twin and Bandit find out. Looks like Barry's pulled out a little bit of a gap on the two behind him. Ooh, is that Bandit going up for a move? That's Bandit going for a move up the inside. can he make it stick? But Ensign Newitt's got the inside line into the next corner. Bandit comes over to cut down Ensign Newitt's angle, and Ensign quite smartly pulls out of that one and gives the place. You can see the place. What's going to happen into the corkscrew though? No, there's nothing going on there. Oh, is there? Ooh. So the corkscrew's a scary corner, no matter what car you're in. How's Thingamajig getting on? Just drop back a little bit more onto Noxie. And Noxie is looks like he's gaining on Ensign with all his fighting with Bandit. He's closing back up again on Bandit. Ooh, what's going on up the head there? Is that Daz under pressure from Jim? Going to make a move. That's Jim on the outside. On the outside of turn 1. Can he make it stick? It's a long way to go around the outside. Is he going to make the switch back? Ooh, Daz just about covers the apex. Just not quite a car's width for Jim to stick his nose into. And all of this is allowing Barry Twins to catch him up. What am I missing with the quick team psycho strat change? According to Matt Psycho, yeah, to be fair mate, might have stayed in a good stead now that he's in P2, with Daz in P2. He might have been leading the race by now, but we'll see what happens in the second half of the race. Might put him in good place for the second part of the race. And we can see there Jim, Daz and Pat all close together, with Barry Twins just behind. Is that Jim looking for a move again? No, they just pulled out of the toe. So what, let's, oh, is that Ensign Newitt catching up with, no, it's Bandit. With Ensign in P6, 5 seconds ahead of Noxie. Noxie with a 30.2 last time around. With Thingamajig catching him right up. Catching right up with Noxie. He's going to make a move into the last corner maybe, line him up in the second to last. Does he make a move? No, too far back. Let's have a run down then. Pat, 6 tenths still. It's very close up in this top 4. Doesn't really look like anybody's particularly fuel saving. Pat's revving at about 3/4 RPM, so he's up the bar at the bottom there, so he's doing a little bit of fuel managing. What's Daz looking like? No, Daz is revving it out. Let's have a look, see what he does out of this corner. Yeah, Daz is looking to close the gap and make the move on Pat, with Jim still very, very close behind. Jim looks like he might be doing a little bit of fuel saving. With Barry Twins still within the hunt. Probably managing his tyres, managing his race. Oh, well, Daz has made a move around the outside of the corkscrew. A little bit of a cut. I think that looks fairly square. Pat trying to make a move back into the next corner. No joy. Daz taking the lead, well done. He's pulled out a 3 tenths gap in one corner over the rest of them. Is Pat now under fire from Jim? And look at this is all bunching up now with Bandit and Ensign Newitt joining the party as well, and Noxie and Thingamajig still about 5 seconds behind. Still a long way to go, so let's have a run through and look at the fuel. So Daz, 3/4 of a tank, front right tyre, starting to show a little bit of wear now. Pat, 3/4 of a tank still, again front right tyre. Jim a tiny little bit better with fuel, and a little bit better with the tyres as well, very smooth. Bandit, 3/4 of a tank. Ensign Newitt just over. Noxie with just about the most fuel, with Thingamajig on smack bang 3/4 of a tank as well. So 3/4 of a tank, we're 9 minutes into the race. Yeah, I don't think fuel's going to be too much of an issue. What are we on, lap 6? 20 minutes to go. Daz still leading. Pat's not giving up on it though, on the run up to the corkscrew. Nothing on there. Let's ride on board with Barry for a bit, shall we? see this battle ahead mature. Oh, is that Daz running wide? Daz has run wide and Pat's taking the move, taking the place. What am I doing? Daz getting a little bit squirrely there. Is Jim going to make... Jim gets past him as well. And yeah, between the two corners on the start-finish straight, Jim just powers past Daz. Clearly had a little bit of a wiggle or run wide in the first corner. Oh, Daz is coming back at him. Same, all too much an eye. Yeah, look at this brilliant battle going on here. Now Barry Twins is getting right in on the action. Press this button. That's still not giving up on that second place. He moves to the inside. Ooh, that's a very tight line to take there, boys. Barry Twins sneaks it up on the inside of Jim. Barry Twins carries the inside line into the next corner. And Barry Twins makes a move stick. And what's going on behind? Bandit and Ensign Hewitt still close together. They look like they might be managing their gap to try and catch up with the pack ahead whilst they're fighting. We all know that you lose time when you fight, and that's Barry Twins going for a move on Daz. Although that looked a little bit laggy there. Don't know what happened there, but Barry's made the move. Good job. Does that leave Daz open for... Ooh. No, I thought he was going to make a move back on him there. Tell you what, Team Psycho, it's a very nice looking... Is that an actual replica? No. It looks like something replica-ish. It's a nice looking livery. That's it, no, they're all nice. We always do nice liveries in BRC. Anyway, back to the action. So Jim harassing Daz, who's harassing Barry Twins, which has given Pat a little bit of breathing space. So, Pat taking advantage of the others bickering behind, and it looks like that Jim is going for a move on Daz again, and that's bringing Ensign Hewitt into play. And Ensign Hewitt dragging Bandit along with him. Ensign Hewitt going for the inside. Is this 3 wide? Ooh, sensible guys. Very sensible to pull out of there. And that's given Barry Twins a nice little bit of breathing space. 1.3 seconds between Barry and Daz. They always look like they're making moves on each other, but I don't think they're quite close enough. I think it's these camera angles. That's too close. But that it makes it look like everybody's making a move. So let's have a quick run round. So Pat leading by half a second now. Ooh, he's lost a big chunk of time to Barry. Barry Twins with the fastest lap. I set the fastest lap on lap 3 with a 29.4. He's closed right up against Pat. Is he going to make a move into turn 1? Maybe with the toe. See if he lines him up well enough with the toe. Whether he's fast enough with the toe. No, he's still too far back. Does Pat outbrake himself? Does a little bit. No, it comes back nicely for the second apex. Good defending there, Pat. So Daz in P3 still just behind Daz. These top 4. I mean, yeah, we know that racing happens, good racing happens up and down the grid, but these guys are really showing their stuff and showing their quality today. And this is the whole point of this series. And yeah, Racer Brown, Homesick, Guesty, Matt Psycho, we all race as close as this, and it's phenomenal stuff. Zach Barry going for a move on Pat, and he takes the place. Gets Barry up into the lead. Is Pat going to make a move back up to the corkscrew? He's still alongside. Does he back out? I can't see. No, Pat doesn't back out, but he leaves plenty of racing room. Wow, that's squeezy. That's some good racing, good respect. Again through the next corner, still side by side. Is Daz or Jim going to get their eye in on this one? Oh, Pat's gone wide, so is Barry. And Pat up the inside, and again nudges Barry a little bit wide. There's me complimenting you all. It's still good stuff though, still great stuff to watch. We're probably not doing it justice. So that's Barry down to P3 with Jim in the lead now. with Daz hot on his heels. And Daz got his nose up the inside. No, Jim just got the throttle down early enough to get the power out of the corner. So let's have a quick run through and come back to this. Ooh, shall we? Shall we not? Look at the battling going on here. What have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The top 7 guys, well, top 6 guys, all fighting over the same piece of real estate with Thingamajig, and Pat must have just had it off. He's doing so well, so well. So it's Pat and Thingamajig with something to race for. Still plenty of time left to go. We're coming up to halfway through this race. So let's have a run that. So fuel, half a tank, so we're coming up to halfway. Fuel shouldn't really be an issue. It's whether or not they want to stop to stick on some fresh rubber. Jim is looking after his tyres very nicely. Very nicely indeed. Barry Twins also looking after his rubber. He's got Bandit breathing down his neck. Oh, Bandit's just taking the move. Taking the place. And Ensign being the opportunist, slides it up the inside. Is that Noxie as well? So Daz has come in for some fresh tyres, probably to put on the soft tyres. What am I doing? So Jim out lead, 2.5 on Bandit. With Barry and Ensign Hewitt side by side. And in turn 1, Barry just keeps the position ahead of Ensign Hewitt. With Noxie closing the gap, winner of our last race. Closing them down. Could this be a Team Talleyrand 1-2? We'll have to wait and see. Not cursing anything. Let's just catch up on the chat. It's for Ford. It's a for Ford. Okay. According to Matt Psycho, so Daz's livery, it is a for Ford. For Ford, not Ford, for Ford. Dan Weldon, Essex Boys 1-2. And Mama Sonesik cheering on Thingamajig. Thingamajig at the moment is P7 with Daz's pit stop. Whether he'll come in for some soft tyres on and have a hit for that fastest lap or not. He always encourages everybody else to, so that's what I would do if I was you, Thingy. Chuck it into the pits, get some fresh rubber and try and steal that fastest lap point. So ahead, ooh, who's that in the pits? Bandit's also going into the pits. We've got Jim in the lead at the moment with Barry Twins in 2nd place. Still being harassed by Ensign Hewitt and Noxie. And they've run into turn 1. Let's ride on board with Noxie. Watching the 2 ahead go side by side with Ensign Hewitt taking the lead. Ensign Hewitt breaks a bit later. Takes the position. Does he cut it back enough for the 2nd apex to close it off? He does. Good move there, Ensign. Pat now 6 seconds behind the front 4. Lapping in the 132s. Oh, he's at a 138. That must have been the lap he had an issue. The Thingamajig in the 132s. Daz, this is the lap to watch. Is Daz going to light the timing screens on fire with his soft tyres? Oh no, not like that. He won't. Oof. That's the jeopardy with new tyres. They tend to be colder. You tend to push a bit too much, and you don't have quite as much grip as what you expected. It's a Jim. Go on, Jim, as Thingamajig would say. And he has had wins in the past. I remember, in Sunday Sprint Madness again. Jim took a win. I'm sure he's won other races as well, or podiums, but the one that near miss that springs to mind was GTMC last season at Brands Hatch in the Ferrari. I'm sure it haunts him every time we speak about it, so let's not. Ensign Hewitt in 2nd place. 2 seconds behind Jim. Keep missing 3rd. With Barry Twins in 3rd place. Being harassed by Noxie. Is Noxie looking like he's going to make the move? No. It's a lot. It gains a lot on him under the braking zone. Wow. Wow, not to getting purples this far in the race. He's been sandbagging the whole race. He's been taking lessons from his principal, probably. He likes to sandbag. He's pulling Barry Twins out of position to try and make the move later on in the lap. It seems to be a little bit of a stalemate at the moment. I think they're all just trying to feel their tyres and feel the lack of grip. They're losing, as you can see there, that Noxie's having to... Ooh, Ensign Ewart! Ooh, yeah, ooh, hold on. What is no function? Whoosh. Red helmet. Or pink helmet. Purple? I don't know. Ensign Ewart going wild there, probably run on the gravel, coming out of the corner, giving himself a wiggle, so that loses him second place to Barry Twins, and then Noxie up to third. Let's see how everybody else is getting on then. So Barry Twins still holding that fastest lap. So Jim leading by 2 seconds on Barry Twins. Barry Twins has got about a second on Noxie. Noxie has got about a second on Ensign after Ensign's excursion with the gravel, and he's clopping the sausage curve as well there for good measure. Pat, you still get to stop him with 9 seconds behind Ensign Ewart in P5 with Thingamajig closing in on Pat, 2 seconds behind. With the tyre wear looking okay ish. Quarter worn. Bandit, now here we go, we're looking at the two guys that have stopped. So Bandit and Daz, they've both stopped, with Bandit taking the fastest lap on the last lap with a 1:28.7, and Daz with a 29.3 just behind him, close on his heels. We'll come back to have a look at that little battle in a little while then. Barry Twins, Noxie is harassing Barry Twins. It's relentless, there's not a single rest for any of them, and there's not exactly a lot of straight either to have a break here. This is a tough track to concentrate and be focused on for half an hour at a time, let alone the 15 minutes beforehand and the 12-minute qualifying session. This is a tough track indeed. I think this is nearly the only battle, but other than Daz and Bandit, and I'll keep an eye on those for those names changing, but I think we'll sit here a little while and watch Noxie and Barry slog it out together. Noxie's really pushing, but Barry's holding firm. He's holding his position, he's not being dragged out to defend thin air. He's maintaining that gap nicely in 3 temps, and it's not really moved away from that for the last little while we've been watching them. Once again up through the corkscrew for the 15th time in this race. Still with 7 minutes left on the clock, which is what? 2 laps is 3 minutes, so 5 laps left, 5 laps remaining. Can Noxie break down Barry Twins, and can Ensign Ewart claw that time back that he's lost from that little wiggle. Jim comfortably out front at the moment with the 2 second gap over Barry Twins, and ooh, this looks like this could be the run. Is this the run? Noxie moves to the inside nice and early as they hit the braking point. Can they get it stopped? They do get it stopped. Is there enough room? No, Noxie's taken the position. So that's Team Talleyrand in P1 and P2. Taking the top 2 steps of the podium at the moment. But will Noxie chase down Jim? Will he have the opportunity to chase down Jim? Barry looks like he's coming back at him. Barry Twins Noxie stood his ground and defended that position well, with Ensign Ewart still clawing back the time lost, trying to gain and make an impression on the 2 ahead of him. Right, let's go back and have a look at Bandit and Daz. Bandit still ahead of Daz. Bandit with a 29.4 last time round, but Daz with a 29.7, and they look like they're closing in on Thingamajig with his old tyres. Look at that, half worn on his front right. It's going to be struggling for grip. That car is not going to want to be turning in. Will he be able to mount a defence with tyres that worn? I imagine that's not particularly great fun to drive. I know I wouldn't like that particularly. Pat, nicely with a 4-second lead over Thingamajig at the moment. Might still be vulnerable to Bandit and Daz as they come through in the last few laps. Ensign Hewitt still just behind Baz, still about a second behind Baz. With Barry Twins still on the rear spoiler of Noxie. They seem to be closing in a little bit on Jim. He did have a 2-second lead, it's now 1.3. But Noxie's out a little bit wide there, and that's giving Barry the opportunity to have a move, and he's taking it. Is he going to keep it into the next corner? And he does. That's Barry Twins up to P2 with Noxie down into P3. Ensign Hewitt seems to have dropped off a little bit from those two, but the fight is not over yet. Oh, and Daz and Bandit have got ahead of Thingamajig. Oh, they're still fighting. Still fighting. Daz looking to make a move on Bandit, with Thingamajig just there behind them, hoping that they leave the door open for him to make a move back underneath. As I said, I don't think there's too much he'll be able to do with the tyres like that, but I think he's going to try if he can. At these two, slogging it out, plenty of cut there. You know, it's a good job we don't use track limit penalties, isn't it? Let's have a quick one on the chat. Talleyrand, wow, yeah, fair one. I can't remember what that was about. Binko, this is close racing. This close racing is as good as watching the aliens fight. I feel more nervous because I'm not in control from Talleyrand. Yeah, I can imagine. So Barry Twins still in second place. They seem to be closing in a little bit on Jim there. They're slow and steady. Ooh, there's a big chunk of time gone there. There's about 3 tenths, half a second nearly there out of Jim's lead. Oh, Barry Twins has run wide onto the gravel, dipping a wheel. That's giving Noxie the run on him into turn 5. Turn 5. It switches underneath. Noxie switches underneath and gets a run. Now he's got the inside line for the next corner for the fast sweeping left-hander. And Barry's got a really good... Oh, Barry's dipped a wheel! Oh, good save. Wow, that was a save for one of the books there. What that was. Completely sideways going into the corner. Brilliant save there, Baz. Ensign Hewitt closing in now. Ensign Hewitt, sorry, not Ewan. Ensign Hewitt closing in from Barry's little slide there. Pat still in P5 with a nearly a 2.5. No, it's gone down to 2 seconds now. Gap to Daz, and Daz is still dragging. Well, no, it was the other way around a little while ago, wasn't it? So Daz and Bandit still rather inseparable, with Thingamajig having what seems to be a little bit of a torrid time with those half-worn medium tyres that probably are not fun. Mate, just chuck it into the pits, get some softs on for the last couple of laps and have some fun. So Jim, half a second now to Noxie. Will we see team orders, or are they free to race? And they're closing down 3 temps, 4 temps between the 2 team Talleyrand drivers. And is that Noxie taking the outside line on the run to the corner? Doesn't seem to be making a move at the moment. Seems to be sticking back. He's just dropped back to about 4 tenths behind. But is that is team orders or letting them race going to compromise a 1-2 finish with Barry Twins not far behind them? He's only within 8 tenths behind. He's well within that toe, or just within that toe, should I say? And Ensign Hewitt still about a second behind. Oh, his fuel's flashing. What we got? We've got 1 lap left. So Jim's got plenty of fuel, and Noxie's got plenty of fuel. Barry plenty of fuel. Ensign's just started flashing. He should be alright for the last lap. Pat's got plenty of fuel. Daz has got Pat. Daz has got Pat. Has he? No, Daz has had enough. Oh dear. I need to work out replays. Sorry, I'll sort it out for next time. So Daz looked like he made a move on Pat, but may have overcooked it. And then we have the two team RS drivers in 5 and 6. And we wonder if there's going to be any team orders there, or are they allowed to fight. But let's switch back to Noxie and Jim. Half a second now between the two. Is Noxie going to play the rear gunner on the final lap for Jim? Let Jim take the win, or is he going to look for an opportunity to chuck one past his teammate and take a double win? We'll have to wait and see. Barry Twin sitting there just behind, ready to pick up any pieces that might fall his way, or even just get his nose in there if the opportunity arises. It's lovely, what's the word I'm after? No. I want to say synchronised swimming, but it's not though, is it? But it's lovely, lovely seeing these two liveries together. They look well smart. I'm sure they're Talleyrand's handiwork. They are very, very nice liveries. But it seems to be that Noxie's happy to take the P2 and defend the rear end of his teammate. As we come into the last couple of corners, watch Jim take the flag. Last corner. Oh, lovely. I held my breath there because I thought he might run wide or something like that. So Jim takes the win. Well done, Jim, with Noxie in second place, Barry in third, Ensign Hewitt in fourth. Watching Bandit come through. Coming into the last corner ahead of his teammate. And that's Bandit towards the line for P5, Pat for P6, Daz. I think Daz could have had that P5 if didn't make that mistake in the corkscrew fighting with Pat. But well done, Daz. And Thingamajig in P8. Well done, sir. So, wow. I'm not even racing and I'm sweating, and I don't think it's much to do with the flu. That was some really, really good, phenomenal racing by the guys. And as Binko quite rightly pointed out in the stream chat, that racing was as good as watching everybody else race. So let's go through the results quickly then. So Jim. If that isn't a duck off your back, I don't know what is. Well done, son. Taking P1 with Noxie's teammate, Team Talleyrand taking 1 and 2. That's Team Talleyrand both wins this evening. It's a good standing point for the rest of the season. Barry Twins in P3 with rounding off the podium. Well done. I won't say take a boo because that's Thingamajig's thing, but well done. Ensign Hewitt in P4 with Bandit in P5, Pat in P6, Daz in P7, Thingamajig in P8, and Bandit taking the fastest lap after stopping for soft tyres with a 1:28.7. That was great stuff. That really, really was great stuff. I hope I covered it all, and I hope I did everybody justice. I will be back for next week, and hopefully sounding not quite so sniffy and stuffy and wheezy. So thank you very much for everybody who watched. I suppose we best go through what we've got coming up. What have we got coming up? There's nothing on Sunday. We've got the AXR League, I believe, tomorrow. The Thingy commentates on one stint, where we've got 2 teams entered. I believe. No, I'm not going. I've forgotten. I'm not saying I don't follow it, but there's so much going on. It's hard to follow. But we've got 4 drivers entering that tomorrow night for the AXR Endurance League. 2-hour stints, if I remember rightly. I don't think we've got anything on Sunday. Tuesday is the GT3 World Endurance Series in the Renaults, which obviously Thingamajig will be back commentating on that. Let's have a look and see where they are. GT3 West will take place at Interlagos. Then on Thursday we have GTMC round 5, which will be at Interlagos. Wow, a Brazilian fest. and it's the Formula One weekend, and that's at Interlagos too. How's that for timing? Honestly, we do not plan this. I know it happens a lot, but we do not plan it. Yeah, so I think that's all that's left. Congratulations to Team Talleyrand, Jim, Noxie. I do believe that Barry Twins got a double podium there, so well done to Barry Twins. I'm sorry if I'm wrong. Now I understand how Ryan, well, sorry, Thingamajig forgets things really quite quickly. It's actually really, really hard to keep tabs on. And after this experience, I mean, I knew that he did a fantastic job anyway, but after this experience, I can honestly say much kudos to you, mate. This is harder work than you make it seem. Let's just have a quick catch up with the chat then. So Matt's likes Jim, awesome, great racing all, ace to watch. Binko, no team orders here. Have at it, boys. I think they did. Racer Brown, well done all, great racing. That it most certainly was. I think the racing was fantastic, and long may it continue. Mama Homesick, well done all. Great comms, Sky. Well, thank you very much. I'm only subbing in so that Thingamajig can race. Because we don't often see him on track, and it's an absolute pleasure when we do see him on track. VRC Barry, that went okay. Thanks to my coach, Racer Brown. Love the guy. I think you did more than just okay there, Barry, personally. Talleyrand, chuff with that. Absolutely smashed it, boys. That they did. Patrick, well done on comms. Good job on debut. Thank you. I think that, yeah. Ensign, great comms, sir. Thank you again. Pat, the racing was rather close as well. That it was, yeah. Talleyrand, yeah, everyone's just saying, yeah, okay, that's enough now, I'm getting embarrassed. So, for the next round of the Sir Stirling Moss Trophy, we will be at Interlagos. So, three leagues, including Formula One, over the next 7 days at Interlagos, which, you know, is one of my favourite tracks. It's a track I know well, so I should be able to help everybody through it. So, yeah, I know that Thingamajig has all of these funky sign-off things, but I'm just going to leave you with happy racing.